See, Mr. Jackson, you seen my show.
Yes, sir.
And this is Mr. Jackson. Okay, you can't. He driving. You see my show, and I be just for years. I be driving around, talking and whatnot, and running my mouth. This Chicago.
Isn't that a beautiful city over there?
Yeah, but let's go back to the hood where your peeps live.
Well, actually, when I helped to carry around people from the UN when they came.
You did? You drove people from the UN?
I did.
Wow.
And so when we drove, I drove them.
That's the United Nations. For those who don't know.
From 95th Street to downtown. And the people from the UN said, "I can't believe it." I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "Where we were was so dark and there was this sense of despair." And
yes.
And now look at this. And then the guy said, "The only other place I've seen something like this is South Africa."
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Whoa. There was a Digital Underground, or what did that group say? All around the world, the same song?
That's right, same song.
Yeah, all around the world, the same song. Yeah, so the point is that we was yakking before we start rolling the camera, and I'll be going in and out because I can't stand this traffic. It's going to make I need to cut the camera off now because it make the show boring. I talk a bunch of crap, and when things get done. All right, what we on? We on the west side, right?
We're on the west side, and then once again, every time I look out my windshield, all I see is money. So I look over here. Man, we're looking at $1 billion institution.
That's the hospital, medical center.
That's the whole medical center complex. Maybe $4 billion, $5 billion.
Well, let me cut in though. They got Malcolm X. We won't see it from the expressway. They got the new Malcolm X building, the new Malcolm X. And so it's really, the city said it's a school for nursing. That's going to be their forte, some other stuff. Nursing, so it means that you go to Malcolm X, 2 years of Malcolm X, you come over here and make a good salary. That's what you see a little bit of the new Malcolm X.
Right.
Well, are we going to do that?
Medical technologies at the new Malcolm X. And
we baby boomers, so we know we need the health care.
Absolutely.
So that's the old Malcolm X, the black building, and new Malcolm X, you can barely see kiddies. But what I'm saying, though, is that
we're not going to be there.
I ain't mad at Latinos, mainly Mexican. I ain't mad at them. They're going to turn Malcolm X to Jose Gonzalez University because, no offense, because they ain't going to take advantage of that nursing.
They're taking advantage of it right now.
I ain't mad at the Mexicans. I love them. I ain't mad at any Latinos, whatever Latino you are. I ain't mad at it. I'm just talking about us, Negroes.
So we're driving through the money west side right now.
Yeah, where your peeps live.
These are all my...
But guess what? Here, this is Western Avenue right here. People don't even know there's a movie studio about 2 miles down there. Studio.
That is correct.
I mean, big time movie studio.
Chicago PD, Chicago Fire.
And now Chicago Med.
Right.
Empire. I mean, and they got a few other, and they do pilots and other stuff. They got a movie. I bet you most people don't even know on the west side. There's a movie. There used to be one over here on Central back in the day. But now it's over here. People don't even know on this west side right here, there's a movie studio right down the street, people. Do we know this?
We don't know it.
Are we going to take advantage of it?
I doubt it. In fact, right in front of Fosco Park on Racine and about 13th Street, they film movies there all the time. All the time. Yeah.
Where's Roscoe Park at?
Fosco, F-O-S-C-O.
Yeah, over by the fire station?
Yeah.
Well, that's what Chicago Fire tapes out of.
Yeah.
Right. They do all that stuff over there. But I'm saying though is that there's so much opportunity. I know that people losing jobs, but people lose jobs. People get hired every day. But that's a bad video there. But what I'm trying to say though is that are we preparing our children, African American, black children, for the jobs of the future?
Well, we should not be preparing black children for any job. That is my contention. We should be preparing black people for economic success. We should be preparing black children for economic success. Now that might mean a job, or it might mean starting your own business, or it might mean, joining the military, or it might mean becoming an educator. I don't know exactly what it means. But preparing black children for jobs is a dead-end path. First of all, we're getting ready to graduate another crop of young black men who are ill-prepared to go to college, to join the military, or to work on anybody's job. They're going to be coming out of these high schools in the next 2 to 3 months. A whole nother crop of them. So I don't want to do that. I want to stop doing what we've been doing for the past 200 years, 300 years, and I want to do something different.
Yeah, but it all starts at home. You know that.
It starts before home.
Yeah, but I know that. But if you have overwhelmed parents or indifferent parents,
No excuses. I'm not. In 2016, there are no reasons that we cannot take control of our own educational and economic destinies. There's no reason. There's no reason.
No excuses?
No, there's none. Reason.
So what's the problem then?
The problem is that we are not in a transformative mode. And the problem is, I think we like the position we're in.
Well, I have a slave mentality. I was born a Negro. I was born here right on the west side, Mount Sinai Hospital. We just went near it. I was born a Negro. I have a Negro slave mentality. Now, how I'm going to break that, Mr. Jackson? Come on.
Well,
how are we going to break it? A lot of us still have that slave mentality. There are black folks who think they don't have a slave mentality. And guess what? They got a slave mentality.
Well, I was born in Cook County Hospital myself.
Yeah.
Just passed.
That's right, Cook County.
And I, too, was born as a Negro boy.
Yeah.
But I elected to transform myself into a sky man. And what that means is, I don't get caught up in Negro or even any other kind of stuff. I have decided to elevate my spirit and my thinking, and to bring along anyone who wants to go with me, because I'm going. And if people want to go with me, and you saw a lot of that today with those young boys.
Right.
Can you imagine the conversation that I had with those young boys? Can you imagine them having those conversations in school?
No.
Well,
I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we have got to take control of the learning of our children. By the way, we're going to go into Oak Park. I know you know what that means.
But you know what? People should come to Chicago and go through the west side, start by the United Center on Madison, and go all the way down Madison till you get to Oak Park, which is Austin. We're at Austin right now. And you see the dramatic change from the west side, which is the Austin neighborhood.
Well, wait a minute. On this side of the street, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
On this side, right here,
now, this
street,
Oak Park right here.
You got to toe the line.
Oh, yeah.
It's that simple.
Because the Oak Park police ain't having it.
It's that simple.
And these Oak Park residents ain't having it. They see these. Every blue moon, a Negro come over here and cause some havoc.
Well, it's not just the Negroes. They make everybody in this community toe the line.
Yeah.
Not just black people. Not just if you live, and that's what we need on the other side.
Yeah.
We need to make sure.
But you understand, these folks over here, most of the people over here in Oak Park, and we're going to River Grove. I get them mixed up.
River Forest.
You know, the mob used to be out there in River Forest. You know, the mob.
Still are.
You know, we go to Westchester. You know, if you wanted to, I'm not a grave person, go to cemeteries. But Al Capone's out there in Westchester where we going. You know that.
The grave. Stay there.
Al Capone. I mean, the grave of Al Capone, not Al Capone. You know what I'm saying? Al Capone is buried out there. Where we going? In the west side, Westchester, somewhere we going? Somewhere.
Well, we're going through Maywood, Broadview, Bellwood, and Westchester. So we're going to get to Westchester.
Yeah. So let's go to Maywood and see where your peeps live.
No,
because man, not to put anybody down, is that Oak Park, then you go to, and they have nicer homes in River Forest, and then you in the Maywood where your peeps live, and guess what? It's all by design. And don't you agree with that? Public policy, racism, discrimination.
No.
Well, what? Our self-hatred, our own ignorance. What's the problem?
I love my people in Maywood, and Bellwood, and Broadview, and all these stuff. And my people are doing some good stuff. In fact, you're going to see, and I don't know if you're going to be able to show on camera because we don't have releases.
Right, yeah.
But you're going to see some amazing young
But you know what the thing about it is?
out of Maywood.
Yeah, but there's more good than bad.
Absolutely.
We know that. But all the black folks and African Americans, whatever term we want to use, who have made it, do enough of us come on back and help those of us who haven't or still trying?
Well, Mr. Sims, I don't have time for that conversation. You know, I'm not saying that you or others shouldn't talk about it. I just don't have time to talk about what you know,
what should be, and what y'all should be doing.
Or what, you know, I don't even want to mention, I won't mention any names of what celebrities should do and what basketball players should do. We don't have time for that.
Right.
And what we do have time for, just like what you've done, to take an hour of your day, to take a couple of hours of your day, and to go support the learning of black children. Now, everybody got time for that.
But you know what the thing about it is that, that's I think we were talking earlier off camera. Is education the number one, it's 3 things you got to get straight, 4 or 5, whatever. It's family, education, business, that kind of stuff, your health.
Yes, sir.
Do we really talk about things that's important on black radio, talk radio, music radio? Do we talk about education, making sure our children get the best education possible, whether they are homeschool, traditional school, charter school, magnet school, private school? Do we really preach that as a people?
It's low on our priorities.
Education. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, well, I know what you're talking about. But this country and the systems in this country have trained us to leave education to them. Mm-hmm. And we've learned very well. We have learned that we're dumb. That we can't educate our children. We've learned it. And we've learned it very well. And so what I'm saying is, without being too vicious, we got to put the system to sleep that teaches us that we can't educate our children. That system has got to go to sleep.
I know. But we still have a slave mentality. I told you that earlier. I got one. How we gonna move forward when most of us, including yours truly, have a slave mentality?
Well, I am a realist. And
you're a runaway slave. I know. You're a free man now. I know that.
But if the majority of us have what you call a slave mentality, then we're not going to move forward.
Right. But what I'm saying, if we had an army full of free people like yourself.
We don't even need an army. I mean, we need a few people. And as you said, who was it? Margaret Mead, who said that never underestimate the ability of a small group of people to change the world. In fact, that's the only way that it's ever been done.
Right.
And all we need is a small group.
Yeah, any revolution's always a small group of people.
But as you just said, we can't even get a small group.
Yeah, you got to have some committed people to do it. All right, well, I'm hopeful. I'm going to see some hope out here, right?
Hey, we're going through Broadview
this
right
Broadview
now.
out here?
This Broadview.
And Negroes live out here?
Yeah.
Because I'm a South Side. I know we in Bellwood, Maywood. I know we's in Broadview. Yes. When I go down Roosevelt Road, I see us. What am I saying? But then you go to Westchester, and you go to Oak Brook. McDonald's headquarters out there in Oak Brook. See, people, when they come to Chicago, they need to see the whole city if they can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because some of us are doing pretty good. We just not. Well, what is it? We just had to have that small group of people to say yes. So we on Roosevelt Road.
We are.
Oh man, we go to Westchester then, right?
Right across the bridge.
Yeah, but Westchester, there's on Wolf Road, there's a really huge office complex. You see downtown Chicago, like most places, they have a downtown core. Then you got in the suburbs, they have these office complexes and towers. Like I can show you a little bit of that tower way out there. This is the Oak Brook Tower. I can't hold the camera.
Over there, that's
the Oak Brook Tower way out there. So they have. What I'm saying though is that's one thing about some of the suburbs. They have the offices and the office parks and all that stuff. So they have a tax base that we don't have as a people, which is really, really sad. But I think although we don't have this tax base, we still spend $1 trillion as an African American group. I know it's food, clothing, shelter. Most of that $1 trillion we spend is food, clothing, shelter. I understand that. But why don't we just start pulling our penny, nickels, and dimes and taking some of that $1 trillion to fund our own liberation?
Why don't we?
Yeah, why don't we?
Well, I actually do, so I'm not a good person to ask.
All right, well, that's what we need to do. We need to pool our penny, nickels, and dimes, all right?